Hello, good evening, class. Welcome to Mr. Circinia's marching band class. We are taking a break from rehearsing. So one of the things we are going to do is going to go over our projects for the listening portion of it. So we know we've played the band arrangement of pictures of the exhibition. So we are going to do we're going to listen to the orchestral version of this, and then we're going to answer the following questions. So we're going to go ahead and review those questions. So here are the guiding questions for pictures at exhibition. So when you go to the sheets, if you notice, right, we have the link to the video, and we have the timestamps. The one that says group 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, etc., etc. Those are the groups that you're going to be placed in based on the movements that you choose. For example, you're in group 1, you're going to be doing promenade 1 and the gnome movement, okay? Does that make sense? Okay, as we listen to those clips, we're going to go over the questions, okay? So here are the guiding questions that you need to answer. Instrumentation and texture. So what are we listening? What kind of musical instruments that stand out the most to you? Do you guys hear your own musical instruments? Do you hear your flutes? Do you hear your clarinets, saxophone, trumpets, trombones, tuba, percussion, etc., etc.? And then another question, how does the movements make you feel? Does the sound is heavy or dense or light or thin? So you describe the sound that you're doing, that you're hearing, okay? So you hear this texture. Obviously, if you hear one or two instruments, it's just basically kind of thin, or like a solo soli. Or if you hear a bunch of instrumentation, the textures are very, very thick, and you do the best you can to describe it. So the next question, are the solos or the solis, and what are they portraying? So obviously solos obviously is the instrument that's playing by themselves. The solis is basically a section of the instruments are playing a solo together, but in one section, right? So what are they depicting? What characteristics do you hear? You hear is low sound, high sound, and then is it really sad, happy? You can add any of those things, okay? Does anybody have any questions so far? Going once, going twice. Okay, now we're moving on. So the next section of the questions is elements and structure, okay? So what is the mood from this movement or movements, right? So obviously there's 8 groups, and I believe more than 12 segments. Obviously, you have the timestamps right there, right below on the sheets, okay? Let's scroll back up. So right, you already know that each movement is telling its own story. Does that make sense, right? So now you're gonna, at this point of you being 7th and 8th graders, especially as you're 8th graders, you already have developed a sense of identifying musical elements. So reviewing, okay, what is a musical element, right? Articulations, right? The dictations of the sound, right? Of the rhythm, legato, really nice and smooth. Staccato, just really, really short and crisp. And then you got those accents, really, really emphasized notes. And then you got the marcatos, basically those upside down carrot tops, really strong and accented / staccato type of lines, right? You'll hear those in marches. But anyways, let's go to the question. So what is the mood from this movement? Obviously, you guys have multiple moods. Is it happy? Is it sad? Is it dramatic or energetic? And does anything change? And another element too, dynamics, right? Let's review what are dynamics. All right, Stacy, what is their dynamics? Correct. So dynamics is basically the volume contrast of the sounds. It'll be really, really quiet, right? Piano. It'll be forte, really, really, really loud, right? Fortissimo. And then in between, right? So we got dynamic contrast, and then we listen to the gradual changes of volume, loud, soft, or gradually louder or getting softer. Any questions so far? Okay, reviewing. What tempos do you hear? Do you hear the music moving really, really slow and ballad like? Or something really fast and really exciting, right? So those are the things you gotta be listening. Alright? Any confusion so far? Nope. Alright, cool. Moving forward. So going back to, let's see, melodies. Right now, what are the melodies that you hear in your respective movements, right? Going back to the contrast, right? Going back to the articulations that I mentioned earlier. Melodies that have any articulations into that. Is it really high pitch, really slow pitch, or the articulations nice and smooth like legato, or really jagged, right? The combination of accents, staccatos, and marcatos. Any questions so far? Okay, moving on. Critical and active listening. All right, so repetitions and variations. So obviously, if you listen to the whole movement, you're going to hear different repetitions of the theme, right? Variations. We'll put a mental pause. Okay, for my teachers that are evaluating me, right? There's going to be different movements. The reoccurring, just for context for my observers and my critiquers, they're called the reoccurring theme is called promenade. It's that same melody that comes over and over and over and over throughout the movement if you take the whole time to listen to 30 plus minutes of it. Makes sense? All right, now going back to my students. Okay, back to the critical and active listening. All right, repetition and variations. When does the theme return? Has it changed? Faster, slower, different change of instrumentation, obviously. Is it a different group of instruments that you hear, right? Is it trumpets, or is it just all strings? Is it all woodwinds, etc., etc.? I'll give you hints. Promenade 1, you got Promenade 2, Promenade 3, and Promenade 4. They're all going to sound different from each other. All right, just keep that in mind. All right. One last part of the question is picturing in your mind imagery. What pictures or scenes that comes into your head as you're listening, right? So each movement or segments of the piece is just gonna be different they can contrast different one another. I want you guys to paint a picture of what they're trying to depict. And obviously when you're listening to the video, you are gonna see different pictures as well, just to give you some inspiration. All right. At this time, are there any questions? Okay. So after you complete the before you complete the questions, you are gonna go to the guide. You guys gonna do the informal assessment, which is in the Google survey I will provide to you. All right. That's just really short answers, multiple choice questions, and short answers. All right. It'll be simple. It's not going to be in depth into like these the guiding questions. All right. And then for you guys, so just one other key thing. Obviously, we're gonna have individuals that choose to do the project individually, and then some people are going to be doing groups. So please review the individual project questionnaire accountability form if you're doing it by yourself, or if you're doing the group art project questionnaire. All right. And lastly, when we're doing the summative assessment, just look at the tic-tac-toe choice menus, right? You got 1, 5, and 9. You got 2, 5, and 8. 3, 5, and 7. 4, 5, and 6 as your choices. All right. Is there any questions? All right, guys. Go ahead and work on those questions. I'll be moving around the class. For my focus students, I'll be coming to you guys and pulling you off to the side. I got my selected mute student. I'll be sure to be giving thumbs up or thumbs down or nod yes or no for understanding. And if you kind of want to get depth into those questions, just email me those questions and we'll talk. All right. All right, guys. Have a good day.